Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. Jack and Letty are still down in Lake Jackson. We're just trying to keep it down because of the COVID stuff. You're seeing this later, far in the future. It was a really bad virus. Everybody stayed home to try to keep other people safe. So, today we're going to get into something. I took some suggestions because mostly I'm just like, what can I make and what do I have? So I'll just put a post out there like, hey man, what do you guys want to see me make? And the first suggestion I got was this chicken salad, man. And I understand it's kind of like tuna salad, that kind of stuff. You make, sandwiches about it over here. Overseas, you just get straight chicken or straight tuna. It's weird, right? So I wanted to try this. I've never made it. I don't think I've ever really had it. So I wanted to try it, man. So I got all my stuff together, had everything for it right here in the fridge, man. So we're going to get into it. Before we do, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell, ring the little notification so you get these when we try to do these. We're trying to do them Tuesdays and Fridays because of the quarantine stuff. It's kind of hard to get some things because we're broke, because we do everything for under $10. It might not be that right now, but if you ring that little bell, you get notifications anytime we post anything. So thank you very much for doing that, and let's just jump right into it. So this one's really kind of simple, man. Like very little stuff. So first off, you're going to need 2 cups of chicken. So I got mine that's nice and frozen. You're going to need just a tablespoon of the Dijon stuff, half a cup of the mayo, non-fat if you want, a little bit of butter, like half a teaspoon to cook that stuff for your chicken. Also, you're going to need 1 or 2 of these green onions. I really like that. 1 stalk of the celery. And all the rest of this stuff is kind of optional, right? You can use either like a seasoned salt or that kind of stuff, or just regular salt. That's just to taste. Black pepper, same. Dill is actually really good, especially if you have fresh. I like had the jarred stuff. And garlic, because that's just what we do. Everything else, like I said, black pepper, kind of in the way, same thing. Bread, but I found this because Walmart wouldn't sell me any regular bread, but it's good for sandwiches. So first off, you want to cook your chicken, right? So just get you a skillet. I keep my stuff right medium, right? You don't want to overcook it, you don't want to undercook it. But all this is frozen. Like, I got a big bag of it, got it super cheap, and because of COVID stuff, I don't want to go out, so to keep it in these Ziploc bags, keep it frozen, and it holds really well, right? So I've been working on this same giant bag of chicken that I got. Now, it's frozen, so when it cooks down, it's going to leave water in the thing. Like, you can kind of see it. Like, you can actually see the ice on the thing. You can feel it. It's all up and down this way. But when it cooks down, it's going to, leave water in the thing. We're going to dump that out, then use the butter. So put that on, make sure all the meat's on the metal, and let that heat up. You start cooking. You can see it. It's still going to be kind of frozen on the top. It's going to start white on the bottom. You can see how it gets white there. Just go ahead and flip it over. When it gets starting to be white around the edges where you can see it, flip it over. That way it starts to cook. You want to keep cooking it. Now, once you see this, it's nice and soft. All the ice is out of it. Go ahead and dump all that water out. Get all the water out. Put a little bit of butter in there. Right? Be sure to try to get the... I use 1 tablespoon, as it's marked on the side of the thing. Try to get all the wrapper off. I missed a piece there, but I dug it out and I cut that part out. But let that get in there. Roll your chicken around so it doesn't stick or start burning on anything. And this is where you can add a little bit of seasoning to your chicken. You want to do that. I just put some garlic powder because I didn't have any regular fresh garlic with me to put in there with it. And I'm going to add just a little bit of black pepper. Right? Black pepper is like the blandest and easiest you can get, but it's what everybody fights over. And just a little bit of pink Himalayan salt because that's the only salt I have in the house. Just a little fraction. It's supposed to wake up the flavor and the thing. So keep cooking that around. Be sure to get that butter and the seasoning all over it. Kind of rattle it around a little bit and let it sit on the heat and start to brown. Once it starts browning just a little bit around the edges, that's what you're going to look for. Just a little bit, like this. You can see it where it's starting to slightly brown. You don't want to overcook it. It'll get dry. You'll get hard edges, and that's just never good. Right? So once you get just a little bit of brown, just a little bitty bit, just go ahead and remove that from heat. Let that rest. Now, while it's resting, let's chop up some veg. Right? Wash it first. Wash all that shit first. Wash your hands. You've been dealing with chicken. Wash everything. So your onions, the only thing you really don't want is these little rooty things on the end. So just take and nice and slice those off as close as you can because you don't want to waste any onion. And the rest of these, just cut them down as small as you can. Like I said, this is going to be mixed in like a tuna salad kind of stuff. Like, so it's not quite liquid. It's not, I guess it's kind of a non-Newtonian kind of thing. But about that big. You don't want it to get, like too big to where you have giant chunks of stuff. If you want to cut it and make it even smaller of those big pieces, that's fine. Now, your celery, it's going to be a different thing. So let's just move all this down our cutting board. Or try. As agile as we are. So this piece is really wide. So what you want to do is give it 2 or 3 good cuts right down the middle here. That way when you make these long cuts, when you start making these long cuts, then you don't have to go back over it 2 or 3 times. It's automatically cut up small enough where you don't have to worry about it. Move it to the end. Make sure that all your pieces are small enough. Now it starts getting here. They'll start getting a little bigger, a little thicker. And you can go back and cut them up and cut them again if you need to. That's not an issue. And if it falls off, yeah, usually a good bet to just kind of chunk it off, especially if you're dealing with chicken and you didn't clean anything yet. Clean it all. Get you a nice bowl. I usually get something I can seal. It's nice and clean. And just put it all in there, and then we're going to set it aside. Make sure when the pieces escape, get you a nice knife. Everything goes better if you have a good knife in your kitchen. That's why I like using this chopper. It makes it a lot easier to move small pieces that you cut up into little chunks and stuff there. All right, somebody said all you need in your life is one good knife. Use a big chopper and you're set for anything. You can make it razor sharp and sharpen anything down and do whatever. So now you get your chicken. Same thing. You're going to want to take this and cut it down into small bite-sized chunks. Like you're going to try to put it on there and like this little chicken salad thing. You don't want great big pieces of it. I've seen people talk about you want to shred it, like pull it and make it all stringy, and I'm not a fan of that because then it makes the rest of your sandwich stringy and stuff. You got to worry about the chicken in there. Not a fan of it. So just cut it up as much as you can. It takes a little while. So I just use the magic of editing to fix that. I just went ahead and, you know, pulled those out. So now it's cut up. Just put it right in here, right on top of your greens. And this smells great already. With just the green onion, the smell of the celery. I'm not usually a giant celery fan. But put that in there. Mind my camera. It's auto-focusing on my big stupid arm. You get that in there. Like I said, it smells good. Looks great. Looks green. And now you got to add all your wets, right? So now that you got that, I use this low-fat mayo. And you need about half a cup, which is 8 regular tablespoons, which is about 6 of these because it doesn't fall off even, right? I measured it out before. This is just how it goes. You don't want too little because then it comes out very dry. You don't want too much because then it's just mouthfuls and mouthfuls of mayo. So about half a cup. If you have half a cup, a way to measure it, just way to do that. Now your Dijon, right? This is the only reason I have Dijon. It's just for this one. I have a sure enough teaspoon. That's a little mess. And, mustard water. Yeah, okay, so clean out the mustard water. So you want about a teaspoon of that. It's got the extra long handle. This is definitely a teaspoon. I mean, that's more than a teaspoon, but that's just what I'm measuring in. I don't mind. I enjoy the Dijon taste to it. Now that you got that stuff, now you want to put all your dries in there, right? So just a little bit of black powder, just the taste, just because you already cooked your chicken in it. And then this is where you add your dill. Fresh dill is better. I have the dry stuff. It's just so hard to grow it in an apartment. Just add in there. This is the best way to do it. And then stir it. This is absolutely it. This is the easiest thing in the world. Now you can take it and not freeze it, but keep it in a fridge. And the sealed thing, it'll last quite a few days, man. Like if you're talking about food preppers, this is something that you can live on for a while. It is super filling. It tastes outstanding. I'm glad somebody suggested this to me. Just give it a nice stir. You can just eat it with crackers. You can eat it straight out of the bowl. You can put it on bread, right? This is great stuff. That's it. Make sure you get it nice and stirred. Get everything coated with that stuff. If you're stirring it and you realize you didn't put enough of the mayo and stuff, always put too little, right? You can add a little salt and pepper and stuff in here if you want to now, but that's it. Put it on bread. That's what I did here. I had that little flat sandwich breads with the whole wheat stuff. Made it outstanding. Made a sandwich perfect. It ended up making 5 different sandwiches, right? That aren't too huge, but they're super filling and they really good taste to them. Really good flavor. There you go, man. That is really good. That really impressed me. I'm not that big a fan of like just straight celery. It's like cooked, turned into something that's fine. This was really, really good. I'm really impressed by this. I think I'm going to start replacing some of my tuna salad with my chicken salad now. So that's pretty cool. If y'all do it differently, if this was your suggestion and I did it wrong, let me know. This is the recipe I had, and this is only measuring stuff I had here. So I apologize. Let us know what you think in the comments, man. Give us ideas for other stuff. This is what we tell you. We actually do what you suggest to us, man. Just very few people do. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Very much appreciate it. You can find us here all the time because it's YouTube, but we're usually here on Tuesdays and Fridays. Is when we update. Be sure to ring the bell. You'll get those notifications. You also find us on Facebook. You want to find us there, or Pinterest, at Patreon. Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. You can find us at all 3 of those. Special shout out to our patrons. Thank you very much. And yes, there is something big coming down the pike just for our patrons. So be sure to check that out. We'll catch you next time. And then on Instagram, you can also find us at Living Between. That's one of our first places we always update just because, yay, pictures, right? I like pictures. So we'll see you next time, and y'all stay safe.